It's time for Boating Safety Tips, presented by Ameren in partnership with Surdyke Yamaha and the Missouri Highway Patrol. Here's Lake TV's Deborah Wolf.
And we're talking with Corporal Mosher of the Missouri Highway Patrol about boat safety. One of the best ways to be safe is to educate yourself, correct?
Absolutely. Anytime you try to operate a boat, a car, any type of equipment, education is the best thing you can do just to kind of learn how it works and what to do in emergencies.
And of course, there are state requirements in the state of Missouri when it comes to age requirements for boating safety and getting licensed, correct?
Correct. There are two separate laws that come into play there. So the first is the minimum age. So Missouri has 14 as the minimum age to be able to operate a boat by yourself. So if you have someone who's 16 or older on board your boat providing direct supervision, we don't have a minimum age, so you can be 7, 8, 9, 10, as long as you've got
you can still sit on daddy's lap and
absolutely that's just part of the joy of being in the boat and learning growing up on a boat. But the second law that comes into play is our mandatory education law. So anybody born after January 1st 1984 has to have a boat education safety card before they're allowed to operate a boat, and that's independent of the age law. So if you are going to be 10 years old and you're out with your family and you want to take the wheel for a minute, that's fine, but you've got to have that boat education safety card.
Okay. And I'm sure you would point out that the same resources that those who are born after 1984 can use to educate themselves can be used regardless of your age. Even if you're older, you're welcome to go check out the materials and take the course, because it's going to be helpful no matter your age.
Definitely. There's information on there, and the information kind of has kept up to some degree with the changing technology in the boats. So even though if you could be a very competent boater and been around boats your whole life, but some of the statutes change, some of the implementation of the new laws, all that is addressed with that class. So it's a good idea to refresh, even if you still have that card or you fall outside those age requirements.
So how do you folks find the resources, not only to take the test, but to study for the test and stay up to date?
That's one thing the patrol is very adamant about, is getting into those middle schools in the off season. So we still do the week-long boating safety education program. We try to get into all the schools that we can to just bring that mandatory education to the forefront and give them an opportunity. It's not a charge for the class, like we offer that class for free, but then if you want to turn that class, if you pass that test and you want that card, there's a small fee associated with that. But we also offer classes, like one-day classes throughout the communities in different areas. You just need to check our website under boat education and see the classes that are listed in your area. You can take it online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's available through Boat Ed. So we have a few different ways that you can get that class.
Okay. And that's boat-ed.com.
Yes, it is.
One important rule that they're going to learn about is the speed limit on this lake after dark, and what after dark actually means in terms of sun up, sundown.
Right. So the speed limit of 30 miles an hour is what we call our nighttime speed limit, and that goes into effect 30 minutes after legal sunset.
And let's talk about maintaining that speed limit, because we have a lot. 1,200 miles, nearly 1,200 miles of shoreline, lots of nooks and crannies, and a lot of points that jump out at people at night, and you don't see them until you're right up on them. So let's talk real quickly just to stress the importance of maintaining a lower speed at night.
Sure. Your visibility, anytime your visibility is restricted, whether it be nighttime or areas of fog or cloudy weather, anytime you've got that restricted visibility, then your sight lines are kind of shut down, and it's never more true than it is at night.
Sure.
You just can't see around the corners, you can't see around the bluffs, you can't see through those areas. So keeping your speed nice and low so you've got time to react to any type of hazard that comes in front of you is really, really critical.
And something that is a no-brainer, whether you're in a car or you're in a boat, before you ever turn it on, make sure you fully know how to operate it. Whether you're renting or buying, wouldn't you agree? A lot of people get in and they're ready to take off, but they're not really ready to take off.
Right. Anybody can make the boat go, but it takes some skill to make one stop.
Absolutely. Well, Corporal Mosher, as always, thank you so much for sharing these safety tips with us, and thank you very much for keeping our water safe through
Thank you for the opportunity. We appreciate it.
We also want to thank our sponsors, Surdyke Yamaha, Ameren, Missouri, the Missouri Highway Patrol, and of course brought to you by Lake TV. Once again, I'm Deborah Wolf. Be sure to stay tuned to Lake TV for all the info you need to have the time of your life at the beautiful Lake of the Ozarks.